Started? No. So again, welcome to our November meeting, and not too much. Shouldn't be too long today. Not too many changes as far as the program is concerned from the WSIB point of view. Just kind of a few updates that I have, and kind of review of one of the opportunities for improvement from the validators, just to give you an idea that what they're looking at, and then we'll set the next meeting date. All right. So as usual, if you have any questions on anything, just unmute and ask. The typical stuff that I try to confirm with everybody is making sure you are tracking, because you are responsible for your expiry dates. Don't forget that there are two expiry dates now. Well, they've always been, but we've got the expiry date on the portal, right, which is the 365 days from the day I approved your topics. And then exactly 4 weeks before that is the expiry date for the submission of all final topics on the portal for my review. So those are the two dates that you want to track. So really, a month before your portal expiry date, everything should be done, uploaded, and ready for my review. Uploading the packages for plan evidence, due evidence, check evidence, act evidence, as per your evidence story. So the evidence story, the list of evidence in the evidence story should match everything that you uploaded. All right. Remember, you're allowed 5 uploads per topic. That does not include the evidence story. So the evidence story gets uploaded separately, and then you're allowed 5 more uploads for your evidence packages, and grouping the plan, do, check, and act evidence as it is grouped in your evidence story. So everything should match, and then make sure that you change it from draft to ready for review, and most importantly, hit save, right? If you don't hit save, nothing happens. All the uploads that you think you didn't get saved to the portal. And I always say it's always a good idea to try to open up the uploads that you did from the portal, and that kind of usually after you hit the save, that will verify that everything's there. And if you can open them, then I can open them. All right. For the evidence story document, you don't have to change it to PDF to upload it. Keep it in Word format. That's helps me make the comments. If you do PDF for upload, then at least send me the Word version, or I'll probably send you an email back and you send me the Word version, because I usually type my comments right in exactly where they apply, right? Remember that especially under the due, usually that tends to be a larger package. So put the PDF page numbers for each of the items that are in that package, right? So if you have a picture of something, that's page 1. If you have the attendance sheets for training, that's page 2 and 3. So just number everything so I can easily find it, and hopefully it's in the same order that is in your evidence story. It's the same order in the packages that you upload. So that helps a lot for myself and for the validator. All right. You can still upload videos, but they have to be 50 megabyte size and no third-party links for anything. Right. As far as the evidence story, when you selected the topics, you always get a template of the evidence story for each topic. The final version should be clean. Remove any notes, any red text, update all the dates. Everything should kind of be nice and finalized, so it looks like the final evidence story, telling the validator everything that you did, without any of my notes or your notes on it. And that will be the final version that you upload. Okay. Make sure you wait at least 10 to 12 weeks to do the check after the due. right? So there's no point in uploading anything until the evidence story is complete. And that typically means you finish the check. And if you did need to do any act as a result of the check, that you finish that as well, then you can upload everything. So keep it all in a folder on your computer until everything is finished. Then you can go to the portal for that topic, upload the final evidence story, upload the evidence packages, and then follow through for ready for review, and then send me the email saying, hey, this topic's ready for you to take a look at, right? So there's no need to go to the portal until a topic is finished. All right. If I have comments, then I always change it back to draft on the portal and I send you back the comments. If it looks good and I send it for validation, I typically send an email saying, hey, this topic was sent for validation so that you know that it's gone. Even though you can check that on the portal, I usually try to send an email back letting you know that the topic did get reviewed and it went for validation. All right. Any questions on that? I don't see anything in the chat. Don't hear anybody unmuting. All right. So yeah, so just a coming soon kind of thing. Hopefully December, that's what they said. The program manual is going to be updated. Some of the key changes will be they're going to ingrain the topic selection requirements for small business. So I think I announced that at least twice in the last two meetings. For any of you that are in the portal as a micro, small, or medium classification on the portal, you can select any topic that you haven't completed in the HSEP program before. So that's quite a variance from January of 2025 because at that time you couldn't pick any topic you already did, whether it was in the program or not, or safety groups or whatever. Now you can't pick any program that you already did in the program, in this program. So you basically can more or less fully implement, start fresh with topics you haven't done in the program already that you want to do. You still have to do a full, brand new, up-to-date evidence story with all new evidence, new training, new posting, new everything, basically as you're re-implementing it as if it didn't exist. So you still have to do all the work, but at least it doesn't exclude the topic just because you did it in safety groups. Okay. And remember that only applies if you're classified as a micro, small, or medium on the portal. That's the best way to check to see if you qualify. So that definition is going to be a change in the new manual. They've updated the definition of what a written standard is. The terms of use for the badges gets updated, and any evidence stories, samples, because that's where you find the samples in the program manual. Any of them that are outdated will be removed. So you won't see an evidence story sample in the program manual for every topic in the program anymore, because they're going to remove ones that really don't meet the topic requirements or the current kind of approach they're looking for the evidence stories for the Plan, Do, Check, Act. Do you think that we'll apply that for large business as well? No, we've asked that, and the answer is no. As you recall, the end of last year, the target audience for this program is small and medium-sized firms. So they're doing everything they can to make it easier for that group to participate. So that's the way the program has evolved now. And so I don't see them doing anything like that for large businesses. Part of the impetus for the change they made was, the tariffs and all that. They're trying to give small businesses a break. And so they originally, that change in topic selection for small business was kind of, oh, we'll do it for a couple of months. But then the feedback was so good that, and it made sense because a lot of the small business haven't been in any other programs. So it just made it a little bit easier for topic selection. And so now that it went so well, they say, okay, we're going to make it a permanent part of the program. So, and that's because it's their target audience for this program. All right. So that's coming soon. As soon as I get the program manual, I will email it out. They always upload it to the portal in the resource section and stuff, but I'll email it to you and I'll make sure it gets uploaded to our HSEP library from the ACSESS website as well. So hopefully we'll get that and you'll have later. Please make sure you remove the old one as soon as you get the new one, so we don't have any confusion with page numbering changes and things like that when we're trying to when I'm saying, look it up, it's on page so and so. We'll all be working from the latest version. All right. Any other questions on that? Stay tuned for that. Right. So you would have gotten this email, or I don't know if I sent it out, but as part of this meeting, I'm going to copy and paste, just give me a second here, the link into the chat. And I want you to take 5 minutes now, those of you that are here, to please complete the survey. So let me put it in the chat. There you go. So I would appreciate it if you could do that now. Just go to the link. We'll take 5 minutes and then I'll go on to the next item on the agenda to complete the survey. So just let me know when you're done. Just type done in the chat. That way I know pretty well everybody's done. So if you can do that, I greatly appreciate it because we need the feedback. I use it to provide feedback to WSIB as well when I meet with them, and certainly for us to see what we can do to make the program better. I'll give you guys 5 minutes to do that. Shouldn't take you long. It's not that long. It's just a lot of clicks. I think everybody done. If you're not, hopefully, yeah, you should be done shortly. So I'll carry on with the last part of the agenda. And thank you, by the way, for completing that survey. I'll probably be sending out a mass email to everybody. So you've already done it, so you won't have to do it again. So I greatly appreciate it. So last part of today was going over an opportunity for improvements on a validation. So as you know, when submit a topic, it can be marked complete, but still have an opportunity for improvement. Or it can be marked as an AER, or if your action plan's expired and you didn't submit, it'll be marked as incomplete. So those are the options. So when it's marked complete, that's why I always say, even if it's marked complete, always log to the portal, because you'll get a notification that topic's status has changed. Always log in the portal and have a look where you did the upload, because the comments from the validator will be there. If they don't have anything other than good job, great, then that's fine. You know that's the case. Or you might see something like this where it was marked complete, but there are opportunities for improvement. So this was complete with OPI, opportunity for improvement, on specifically the workplace inspection topic, right? So it does tell us, that they do take quite a extensive look at the submission. In this case, they read the policy or the procedure, and they noted that the roles and responsibilities section was, could have been done a little bit better. So more detail. So they did take a look at that. They also did their matching against the topic requirements. So they'll look at your policy and have all the topic requirements been incorporated into the policy. And in this case, again, there were a few missing. Obviously not enough to cause it to go to an AER, additional evidence required, but certainly pieces of the topic requirements were missing. So they do, again, check your submission against the topic requirements. So you should be doing that before you send it in to me for review as well. In this particular case, part of the evidence is going to be samples of completed inspections. And so they took a look at them and said, look, they're not really being completed correctly. So they suggest a refresher training for those people that are actually carrying out the inspections, right? And then the topic requirements also state that for items that you find as hazards, that they be identified as high, medium, low. So this was also missing as well. Okay. So when you have like the action plan, each of the items it gets kind of a bit of a rating. And again, this is part of the topic requirements. So I would say, we've got away with not an AER, but probably borderline, that it could have easily been gone either way. All right. So again, gives us an idea. They're actually, they do look at each submission in detail. I try to obviously do the same thing. So between both of us, we try to catch all of this kind of stuff, but it's hard to gauge exactly if there's enough or not enough in some cases. So you can see that what kind of feedback you'll be getting. So take the time to take a look at the submissions, even if they're marked complete, and read the feedback. All right. Any questions on this particular? All right. As usual, if you have any meeting agenda suggestions for our next meeting, please email them to me. I'll try to make sure I cover any topics that you might want to go over or review, topics from the Excellence Program, any procedural items from the Excellence Program, just let me know. I'd be more than glad to go over that with you. Also, otherwise, are there any questions on anything related to the program? I know I'm usually in contact with most of you on a semi-regular basis, but any questions on anything that you're working
Yeah.
on right now? Yep.
Oh, just a quick question, James. Do you have the current rebate schedule?
Yeah, if it's the same and it hasn't been updated since the last release,
Okay.
but I can send it out with a handout for this meeting. So if you want to make sure you have the latest one ends with the last rebate being January 2026, going out at the end of January. So if you have the rebate schedule with the end of January as the last rebate on that list, then you have the most current. I'm assuming very shortly we'll get the updated version that'll take us to next January 2027, but I haven't seen that yet.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Yeah, so right now, any closed action plans from November 1st to December 31st, rebates will go out the end of January 2026, and that will be based on the 2024 premium. So it still uses the 2024 premium, not the 2025 premium. All right. And that goes the same for people who join the $1,000 when you join, for approvals between November 1st and December 31st. Also, the $1,000 will go out the end of January 2026. So you should have, anybody who closed out the end of October 31st, you would have gotten or are getting, I think, your rebates the end of this month. So I think, I can't remember if they already went out or they're going out. So the end of this month is for those action plan closures by October 31st of 2025. So there's basically two. They went out already. Thank you. Yeah, I thought so, but can't keep track. Yeah. So you should have gotten your checks already for the November. So they try to do it before the end of the month. And so I think maybe last week I saw the notice. All right. Any other questions? I'm going to look through the calendar and look at yeah, so next meeting date, if you want to kind of put that in I'm looking at February 12th, 1 p.m. We don't typically meet in January, but he's trying to get back into things. So I'm looking at February 12th date. So we'll send out the invite for that, which means this is our last meeting of the year. So on that note, I'll wish everybody a very, very, very happy holidays, happy New Year, and hopefully we don't get too much snow, because I don't like snow. So wish everybody the best. And again, if you need me for anything, you know where to find me. We can set up the usual one-on-one meetings as required. And we'll see everybody in February.